Okay, so on TikTok, I've never done um a duet or a stitch before, and I don't allow duets or stitches on my TikTok channel because of the perps gang stalkers taking advantage of and exploiting that. But they had a couple of people who wanted to duet my videos, for good reason. But, I felt bad that they, couldn't do it. So then one time I tried to let a guy duet and duet my video, but TikTok wouldn't let me switch the setting for that video. But anyway, this one video, I wanted to duet the video, but the guy didn't allow it. So, but I'm gonna say something though. This video that I wanted to duet was a video from Tales from the Streets, and it was an elderly woman that supposedly wasn't homeless, but she had the panhandle out on the street because Social Security is not enough. So I'm not the only one saying it. So I don't know why people think that we are riding a gravy train and just getting free handouts. This is an old grandma. She might be somebody's great grandma. And so the guy seemed like as if he was kind of talking down to her and trying to condemn her for being out there panhandling. So now, remember that I want to show y'all that video about I wanted to show y'all the video of the elderly lady, struggling, because I wanted to do it like a commentary of my own on the lady struggling. Because I say, Social Security and SSI, it is not enough. It is not enough. So, back then, things were a little bit better, but now they have inflation and shortages and everything going bad. So people want to try to kick others down and condemn you, like so many jobs falsely advertise that they're hiring. But they got some people who legitimately are too disabled to work. And so people try to falsely assume that there are plenty of jobs out there, when that's not really the case, because when you're looking for a job, so many employers, they are narcissistic and picky. They are narcissistic and picky, and they're really looking for what's in their mind, a God-like perfect kind of candidate, like with no flaw, just the way you want them in your imagination. So that's one thing that's keeping people from getting a job, because everybody's not good enough for you. As I say, these abusive, narcissistic, fake employers run around here talking about, you even see in the advertisement how, if you go look on Indeed or Craigslist or whatever, they're always talking about how they're looking for the perfect candidate, or that they're looking for the right candidate or for the right fit. So it's like nobody, you do all these interviews, and you interview 87 people, and nobody's good enough. You just waste your time freaking interviewing people and can never, and y'all wonder why, and then people want to talk about, employee shortage, work shortage. They got so many people who do want to work, but y'all just rejecting people. And then, if somebody's homeless, if they're having a job interview and they want to know every nook and cranny of every nitpicking detail of your personal business. And, you know, it's like, well, it's a perpetual cycle of poverty and homelessness because you can't even get a job because you don't have a car. And if you don't have a car, you can't get a job. Like, so if you can't get the transportation to get to work, you know, you can't get the transportation to get to work. So you can't even go get the job. But if you have a car, you know, and you can't get a job, you can't even make payments on the car. And so you might have to end up getting the car repossessed or something like that. It's like just a merry-go-round. So anyway, but also what I wanted to warn y'all though. So I'm disappointed that how do people like Atlanta Street Interviews and Tales from the Streets and probably the Soft White Underbelly, what are they doing? It seemed like as if there are only a few people smart enough to come forward and be strong enough and bold enough to speak out against how they're exploiting homeless, druggies, and prostitutes. That's like when people are being exploited at homeless shelters. There's only a select few that's bold enough to fight against their oppression and stand up. So it's like, how do people like Atlanta Street Interviews and the other guy, they ought to be locked up in prison if they really, you know, died. I believe the females too, that if they, exposing these guys, exploiting, like that they approach you for an interview and then sexually exploit and traffic you right after. Look what happened, what's going on with Jemiah Bradshaw. She's freaking missing. You know, one of those twins. So this is really scary. How are people like these interviewers who interview the poor and homeless and Invisible People? I never heard about him sexually exploiting homeless and poor, but he has been accused of other kinds of exploitation of the poor and homeless. That Mark, what's his name? Mark Horvath from Invisible People. He exploits homeless people, and then he got that big ass one eye symbolism for the logo for Invisible People. No wonder why he never wanted to do an interview with me about targeted individuals and gang stalking, because he said he was stalked for 8 years. So how do you not have compassion with other TIs? So my time is running up. I want to put this on both TikTok and YouTube.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi,
What's your name?
Sharon.
Sharon. What are you doing out here panhandling?
Because I don't get enough on disability. I work, and it still isn't enough to pay my rent, bills, and everything. It just isn't enough.
So that's why you have to come out here and panhandle.
To have any extra money for any extras and whatever I have to, yeah. All right, thank you. Thank you, and thank you for the money.